welcome viewers. We're taking the dog out again today. He's got his little setup there, but he liked it at the back. I might have to set him something like that up at the back of the board. Thank you for joining me from all over the world, particularly around Gosford. Those that know me, little hang. It was blowing about 25 knots. Believe it or not, we couldn't get going. We were into the wind. And this is what life can be like when you're paddling into the wind. And we put ourselves there, me and Hank, we put ourselves in this position. He didn't like it. He was protesting. But he was out there. I mean, this dog's got guts. It's just a little innocent dog. Got guts, and I think more of us should have a bit more guts like this little fella. I'm telling you, it's blowing about 25 knots. You can't tell, I've got the camera down on the dog, but we were hardly moving. The people at the aquatic club or at Drifter's Wharf were looking at us. And they're going, look at that little dog on there. He's tough, that little dog. He fell in the other day. Into the drink. In he went. Head above the water, legs kicking. Took me a minute to get him back out. But he was okay. He's back on again. Well, thanks for joining me. Many of you may be struggling at the moment after a relationship abuse. You put time into somebody and it just hasn't reciprocated the way that you would have liked, to become negligent. You put your requests out for some help here and there and to make some changes, and it just dragged on. What you got to realise is people are the way they are before you come along. So it's not about judging them, it's just about removing yourself from people that just aren't going to be able to adapt to the way that you are. That's all. That's all it is. Don't stay around for years and years if no one's happy. It doesn't work like that. If you've got, well, in my cases, I seem to stir up the adult sons. Don't like mummy getting all the love and attention. Mum loves it. But they soon give in to their DNA, to their sons, and they cop it behind your back. They're getting whinged at, yelled at, screamed at. They're getting all the narcissistic attitude off these young adult sulk males. They're little sulks. I like to get out amongst it. I don't care if people leave their lives behind. It's up to them. I don't care. I had a couple of hydrofoils today, and I worked, lay blocks all in the morning. Poor little bugger. God love him. Got a bit of a stomach there, haven't I? I'll have to sort that out. He's thinking about jumping over and swimming out. And I got a funny feeling he didn't fall off at all. I got a funny feeling he jumped. I got a feeling the little bugger jumped. I don't think he fell off at all. Well, many of you are probably struggling from a breakup, some kind of disappointment, negligence. That's okay, we got no right to judge people. Doesn't help anyone, and it doesn't get us anywhere. But we do have to remove ourselves when people start to disintegrate. If you need resolve and that's not being found, that's time for you to start to detach. A lot of people stay too long and they harm themselves. They really harm themselves. What you got to realise is people are the way they are, and you can't change that. You give people a chance, and if they blow that chance, that's on them. That's not on you. You're not there to wait for people to develop and grow and get their life in order. That's Bird Alley. We were actually listening to the birds. I've deleted it out. There was too much going on, and we're hiding behind the bank from the wind. If you look up at the trees, they're blowing up in the tops of the trees. I've never really been one who wanted... I've always done things on my own, like sports and stuff, as you see here. Excuse me, but I've never neglected my partners. I've always been there when I've needed to be and worked in with them as far as I can. But a lot of these people today, they just need someone they can use for supply. And that means they just need someone that's going to come and go as they choose, that works in with them. I like to really get in there and love and care and get intimate and, you know, really make it rewarding. But when you're up against opposition and challenges, family members and things, that's hard. That's hard on everyone. I wonder what's happened there, viewers. He doesn't look real happy there. We got the wind to our back now, so we're moving now, we're motoring. And many of you get the wind to your back in your relationship, and the other person's just not going to play the game. They're not going to come into the momentum, and they're dragging their tail and fucking slowing everything down and stuffing everything up. And they can't see that. It's just the way that they are. And you're trying to understand and you're being tolerant and, you know. Look, to be honest with you, if there's issues that aren't being resolved, that can be, but they're just not, and you've got the wind at your back, and you're doing the work, you're doing the hard work, you're trying to be something important, but the other person's just not going to allow the relationship to steam along. There's some bloody stupid issue coming out of their side. If they ain't going to fix it, detach. Begin the process of walking away. It's painful. It's horrible. But they ain't going to change. They're not going to change. They'll just default back to where they came from, and that's it. But you got to keep motoring. You change your energy out of the relationship back onto yourself. They don't want that energy. That's why they're dragging their ass. They just want the supply, what they're getting out of you. And they'll go away and start a smear campaign and carry on. And you just keep going like a train. Boom, 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 boom. Just keep building people's lives. Had one of my ex-girlfriends sing out from the pool today. Jay! The first wife was here doing stuff for the little baby, the grandchild. Sometimes people portray us to be something that we're not. And don't buy into that, viewers. Don't buy into it. What's going on here? Oh yeah, it got dirty, the screen. When I was young, I used to surf with the pro surfers out at Forries. Oh yeah, I've never stopped. And I've watched people die and hurt themselves and harm themselves with alcohol and drugs, and I just kept boom, 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 while people were whinging and whining and carrying on like idiots. Boom, 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 boom. You've got to keep going. Boom, you got to keep going. That's what my mum taught me, and I wasn't a mummy's boy at all. Keep going, son. Bang, keep going, son. And one thing she did teach me was to stay the stuff out of her relationships. And we did. But today, they got adult sons that are like little sooks. And it's not just one or two, it's right across the world. These little infantile male adults. You wouldn't want your daughter to get with them. You just wouldn't. They're drugged, they're on alcohol, they're completely fragmented psychologically, and they don't do anything about it. But you can. You can be like that little dog looking ahead. I'm going to fix this. I got to get to shore. Get me to shore, master. I will. Boom. And that's what I'm like in my relationships. But yes, you cannot afford, viewers, to let people waste your time on petty, immature, infantile, ridiculous, delusional nonsense. There you go, dog. He sees the wharf. Thank you for joining me, viewers. Don't let people waste your life. I don't care how much you love them. No. If you're being mucked around, it's over. Thank you for joining me, viewers. And bye for now.